Wisakitsak was walking along. You know, he's always walking along. He's always hungry. You know, and this was the year that you know, he decided he wanted to be a beaver because there was such a hot day and it was just a nice pond. It was you know, and you could see these beavers, you know, swimming around, you know, flapping their tails, you know, and it seemed like such fun. And Wisakitsak said, "Hey, can I join you?" I said, "No." Then he said, "Oh, heck, I'm gonna join you anyway." So dived in, right? And he became a beaver, right? And he was swimming around, you know, and you know, flapping his tail. You know, it was so nice, you know, it's so cool in the water. Then this young beaver and his wife came swimming by and said, "Hey, neighbor, where did you come from?" He said, "Oh, just over here." He said, "We're having supper tonight. You're new here, so come over and have supper with us, and you know, we'll tell some stories." And Wisakitsak said, "Oh yeah," as soon as he heard food, right? He said, "Oh, I'll be right there. You know, I'll be there." So when the young beaver said, "See that old lodge out there? You can live there. Just fix it up. You know, the one that was before, you know, left also. But you just fix that up for yourself, and that's where you could stay." And Wisakitsak, "Oh, okay." You know, swam there, you know, and fixed it up a little bit, but he just couldn't wait, you know, till supper time. Finally, it was the evening, right? And he swims over to young beaver in his wife's home, you know, and dives in and comes out, you know, into the lodge, right? And they were waiting for him, you know, and they were sitting around, you know, chatting, and you know, then they said, "Well, we'll eat. You know, that's what you came here for. We'll eat." And young beaver, you know, would just reach behind and pull out something, you know, it would be just something delicious, you know, like, whether it was, you know, pemmican or pounded dry meat, and then they would use, they had a little wooden bowl, and there was some really sweet oil in there, just really light oil, it just tasted so good. That was Wisakitsak's favorite. And they, you know, they'd put a little bit of the dry meat or pounded dry meat in there and eat it, and oh, it was so good. And then berries of all types, you know. And young beaver was such a good host, you know. Like, then, you know, as the evening wore on, you know, they were just so, you know, Wisakitsak was just eating, right? Then they ran out of that oil, you know, and young beaver said to his wife, he said, "Can you bring me the awl?" You know, right there. And then his wife gives him the awl. Then you know, he spreads his legs and pulls out his casters, right? And he pierces the caster and just, you know, that's where that really good oil came from. You know, that's what Wisakitsak liked. You know, so they kept eating. You know, and then finally after a while, you know, Wisakitsak, oh, you know. His young couple said, "Oh, we really have to go to sleep. We have so much work to do tomorrow." So Wisakitsak said, "Yeah, okay, I better get going then." But they give him that little, you know, some of that oil, right, to take with him. So he went home and he said, just before he left, he said, "Tomorrow," he said, "I'm hosting. Come over for supper." So the young couple said, "Oh yeah, we'll be there." So Wisakitsak, you know, took off. Next evening, you know, young beaver and his wife came up into his lodge, and Wisakitsak being magical, right? You know, he just reached behind, you know, and grab a really good dish, you know, whatever it was, you know, whether it was berries or, you know, and they were eating, you know, telling funny stories to each other, and eating that really nice oil, you know, that they would, you know, dip stuff into and eat it. Then they ran out, and young beaver said, "Where's your awl?" And then he took the awl and he said, "Oh, where are my manners? It's your house. You make the oil." And Wisakitsak, okay, you know, takes the oil, all, Then pulls one out, right? Because he's not a real beaver. And he went, what am I going to do? So he pierced it, and he goes, ah! Just hurt himself, right? Turns back into a human. And of course the beavers are saying, oh, is this Wisakitsak again? That Wisakitsak decided to live with the dogs. Because, dogs were so much fun. And, they had, they ran around, they didn't seem to have too much work. And Wisakitsak didn't really like work either. So he turned himself into a dog, and joined these dogs, right? And sure enough, these dogs were so much fun, like they did all kinds of fun stuff. And all summer long, they ran around and, they were doing all these fun things. And Wisakitsak just loved it, and the summer went by too fast, and it was fall. And the thing about dogs is they always have at the end of in the fall, they always have a big conference, So they had this big conference. Wisakitsak was just, so happy to go to this conference. But as they were going to go in, they said, I'm sorry, Wisakitsak, you're not a real dog. You can't come in. And he's just devastated, right? And he a little vindictive too, like he liked to have his revenge. And so he got kind of mad and kind of slunk away a little bit and said, oh, what am I going to do? Fix these dogs. And so the dogs went in, but the thing about dogs was just before they went into their meeting, they had to take their rectum off and they'd hang it on a branch. All of them, as they went in, and then he waited until they were all, getting into their meetings. They were all, talking and, getting into a debate of something. And then Wisakitsak knew that these dogs really are scared of fire. So he went, all of a sudden he started going banging around outside and saying, fire, fire! And all these dogs come running out, right? And they didn't have time to look for their proper, their own, right? They just grabbed any old one and slap it on, right? And they all took off. And that's why to this day, when you see two dogs, they're always checking each other. Do you have mine?